Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be taking you on a tutorial on how to pattern draft a princess dart short gown without a half cut or a waistcut. If this sounds interesting to you, why not relax? Let's do it together. And to all my returning subscribers, I love you. If you're here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment on this video. And if you have any questions, you can drop it on the comment section. Thank you. So today we'll be making a princess dart short gown, okay, without a half cut or a waist cut. But before we start, we'll take the length of our gown. The length of this gown we are working with is 40 inches, okay? It's 40 inches, and we are going to be adding 2 inches sewing allowance at the down part, okay? So we are trying to measure out our 40 inches, and when we are done, okay, we are going to be rolling it out, okay, and we then proceed to the shoulder side, okay, to the shoulder line. We take the shoulder measurements, which is 8.5, that is 17 divided by 2, okay. And the next thing we'll be doing is we take the arm length measurement, which is 8, okay, and the bust line, which is 10, okay, and the under bust, okay. I'm trying to replicate it. Okay, let's roll it out. Okay, this is the arm length, 8 inches from the shoulder, and this is 10 inches from the shoulder, the bust line. The next thing we'll be doing is to take the under bust. Okay, the under bust is 14. We're trying to mark 14 for the under bust. Okay, okay, trying to get the under bust right. We are going to be rolling it out. Okay, let's extend the lines very well, right? So the next thing we'll be doing now is to take our waist measurement, which is 17. From shoulder to the waist is 17, okay? We also take the hip line measurement, which is 26. We'll be working with 26 for this tutorial. All right, we are trying to get that, after which we roll out the waistline and also roll out the hip line. Okay, now let's label arm length, bust line, under bust, waistline, and our hip line, okay, and of course our gown length, right? So the next thing we'll be doing now is to connect from the shoulder, okay, to where we'll have our arm line measurement, which is 8 inches, right? The next thing we'll be doing is our nipple to nipple. Our nipple to nipple point is 8 divided by 2, which will give you 4. So from the bust line, we start measuring 4. From our center front, to measure 4. You measure 4. You also measure 4 to your waistline, and you connect it with a straight line. We are trying to get our darts. Okay, you connect with a straight line. Then from the waistline, from the under bust, sorry, you come in half an inch and go out half an inch. Then you connect it, okay. You also try to connect it, and this is our dart, okay. Our dart is ready. Now the next thing we'll be doing is we are going to take that 4 inches down, because we want to open up this other part of our pattern, okay. The front pattern is going to be 2-piece, okay. There's going to be a slit there, and we are going to sew it all back. It's going to have its cut at the front, okay. You can see me trying to roll it down. I've measured my 4 inches down, okay. So we roll it down, because up to the down part of the gown, because it's going to have, we are going to cut it open, but we are going to sew it back, okay. We just want it to have a cut there. All right, so the next thing we'll be doing now is to get the midpoint of our arm length, which is 4. Okay, so we'll try to connect from our bust line to that midpoint. Just watch me. Okay, make sure that area is well curved because we don't want the bust line to be pointing out. Okay, so we are going to curve it in very well. So the next thing we'll also be doing now is to come up by 1 inch at the arm length. Okay, just watch me. You come up by the 1 inch and also connect it back to our arm line, sorry. Just watch me. We are connecting it back. The reason for this is to make sure there is no bulge at the front of our dress. Okay, we are connecting it back because that particular space we are going to be cutting it out. So next thing we'll be doing is to come out again by 1 inch to have another armhole. Okay, we are going to be connecting this again. Okay, we are trying to draft out our armhole. You can see that it came out by 1 inch from the initial line. Okay, so now I'm connecting my armhole. This is my armhole. Can you see where I'm putting the sign on? That is where we are cutting out to avoid bulge. Okay, right. So the next thing we'll be doing is to get our neckline. Our neckline is 3 inches width and 4 inches depth. It's a round neck. Okay, trying to make my square so that I can draft out the neck very well. Okay, just watch me. Okay, so this is it for our neckline. Our neckline is ready. That's for the front, right? Okay, don't forget your shoulder slant. We came down by 1 inch and also connected it back to the neckline. Okay, this is for our shoulder slant. Now let's take our measurements. Okay, we'll take our bust measurement 40 divided by 4 to give us 10 plus 2.5 inches allowance. We move over to the waist, which is 36 divided by 4 to give us 9 inches plus 2.5 inches allowance. And we take the same measurements down to the base of our skirts. Okay, we measure same at the base of our skirts. All right, then we come back to the under bust. Don't forget we took out 1 inch here because of that, so we are going to be replacing it back here. Okay, and the straight line we have down, we are going to be sewing half inch, so we are going to impute it back to the side. Okay, we are going to add the 1 inch back to the other side, but first of all let's connect our measurements before we add the allowances for the darts and the slits that we are going to have at the front part of our dress. Okay, just watch me. Okay, so now we are connecting our hip line to the base of our dress. Okay, so like I mentioned, the 1 inch here, we are going to be adding it back to our dress. And for the slits we have at the front, we are going to be adding 1 inch. Okay, because we are going to be joining it back with half inch, right? So now we are going to be connecting it together. Okay, we are going to be connecting it down to the base of our skirts. We are going to be connecting the 1 inch. Okay, now don't forget that we are just going to connect from the armhole straight to the under bust. We are not adding the 1 inch on the bust line, right? Okay, so now this is what we have for our front pattern, and we are going to be cutting it out. Okay, you watch me while I cut so that you don't make mistake while cutting your own. Let's cut together. Okay, you can see me cutting from the second line, not from the initial line, right? Okay, let's take it up. Okay, you can see me cutting it. All right, getting to the armhole. Don't forget that the part I said I shaded is going to be the part that we are cutting out. Just watch me. Okay, this is the part we'll be cutting out, right? And I said the reason for doing this is so that we will not have bulge at the front of our dress. Can you see it? Okay, so now I'll be cutting our shoulder slant, right, and our neckline. Okay, okay, so watch how I cut out the darts. Okay, gently we are cutting out the darts. Okay, by the time we sew it back, it's going to have an effect there. Just watch me. We are cutting this out, right? Okay, I'm trying to make that place curvy so that we'll not have a sharp end, right? Can you see it? Can you see what we have for the back piece? For the front piece, sorry. This is what we have for the front. This is what the front looks like. So if this video has been helpful to you, why not hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment on this video while we move over to the back pattern. For the back, we already have all our lines ruled out, okay? We already have it ruled out, and the 2 inches space we have here is for our zip allowance, okay? It's a 2 inches. So let's label together arm length, bust line, waistline, okay? Because we'll not be needing the under bust, the hip line, and of course our gown length, right? Okay, so what we are going to be doing now is we are going to be measuring our neckline, which is 3 inches by 1.5. We'll be coming down by 1.5. So we are trying to connect our neckline, right? Okay, so I'm trying to make a curve around that. Yeah, this is for our neckline, and we are going to come down by 1 inch for our shoulder slants. Don't forget our shoulder slants. Okay, that is 1 inch, right? And we are going to be curving out our armhole. Okay, this is our armhole for the back pattern, right? So now we are trying to get the darts, okay? And the length of my dart at the back, I want it to be 10 inches, okay? So I'm going to be coming down from the bust line with 1.5 inch. You can do 1 inch, but I want to do 1.5 inch and get the length 10 inches, right? Okay, so I've gotten my 10 inches. I'm going to measure my nipple to nipple, which is 8 divided by 4 by 2 to get 4. Okay, that is what I'm marking right now. I'm marking my 4 inches, my nipple to nipple. Okay, I'm going to make a line across it now. Okay, I'm trying to form my dart, right? So at the waistline, I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch and also come in by 1/2 inch, and I'll connect, right? Okay, trying to connect it. Okay, yeah, this is it, right? So this is that. Okay, the next thing we'll be doing now is to take our bust line measurement, which is 40 divided by 4 to give us 10 plus 2.5 inch allowance. Then we move over to, we're trying to rule it out very well, okay? So we move over to the waistline, okay? The waist is 36 divided by 4 to give us 9 plus our, we add our 1 inch allowance for the that, okay? Then our 2.5 inches sewing allowance, right? Okay, we are reeling it out. All right, then we go over to the hip. The hip is 44 divided by 4 to give us 11, and we add our sewing allowance. I'm using 2.5. You can use 1.5. You can use 2 inches depending on what you like. So I'll take same measurement down to the base of our gown, right? And I also mark it there. Okay, so we are going to be connecting now. Don't forget that at the waistline we added extra 1 inch because of the darts, right? Okay, so I'll be joining them together. Yes, now we've connected. This is what we have for the back pattern. Very simple, but there's something I want to show us at the waistline. All right, so I'm going to go in by ½ inch here. Can you see what I'm doing? And come out by 1 inch at ½ inch at the waistline. I'm going to connect it, okay, because I want the zip to sit very well at the back side. Okay, we are going to be cutting out that space, right? Okay, there's something else we are going to do at the zip allowance area. Let's extend these lines first. Let's extend it. Don't forget these are 2 inches zip allowance. So there's something we are going to be doing here. I'm going to be coming in by 0.5 inch, right? Can you see me marking it? And I'm going to connect it straight to the arm length, okay, to the arm length, and also to the waistline, just like this, right? Okay, this is will be eliminating the zip bulge, right? Okay, so the next thing we'll be doing now is to cut out. This is just all we have for the back piece, right? This is all we have for the back piece. So now we are going to be cutting it out. Just watch me so that you can cut rightly. Okay, so now from the zipper part, you can see the way I'm cutting it out, right? And try to cut out the zip bulge, right? Okay, so when you are done with this, the next thing is to go over to the waistline. Can you see the shape we already have there? Okay, so you slash into that line, right? You try to cut out that stuff we have there that looks like a dart. Can you see how I'm doing it gently? So you try to cut it out, okay? You just need to be careful about it. You cut it out gently. You move over to the other side, you slash it in and cut it out, okay? When we are done cutting it out, we are going to be merging it back together with a sellotape, okay? But at this point you need to be very careful about it. See, we are merging it back with the sellotape. You need to be very careful, okay, so that it will not be rumpled. I'm trying to get it gradually. All right, you just merge it back, and at the end of the day you will see that you already have a particular shape there that when you put on the dress, it will sit well, the zip will sit well and also align very well at the back part. There will be no zip bulge, and it will be seated well at the hip area, the waist area, right? So if this video has been helpful to you, why not hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment on this video. Okay, and if you have any question, you can drop it on the comment section. This is what we have at the end of the day. Thank you. And in my next video, I will show you how to cut it on the fabric and sew it. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.